Hello and welcome to this other episode of Tactical Awareness. It's Season 3, Episode 38, Heroes to Zeros. The Revenant factions. We're back to Ariadne with the two returning factions, and starting with Caledonia. So let's dive in and check out what's going on with Owen and Dan and get this underway.
I believe it.
Because you could do anything in Caledonia.
Caledonia's got all the things. I don't know if you noticed, but they're real good. I'm gonna start this with, do I want this picture on? Probably not. I'm just gonna kill that momentarily. There we go. And go over to that. Well, we did it. We did another episode thing. We made it all the way through almost every faction. What was left? We had to do was it Aleph? What did we not get to before we're doing this series? I think it's Aleph. I think all we had left was Aleph, but they just suck so bad that, or according to Oren, they suck so bad that we're never going to do them now. Because they're going to get reworked at some point. But hey, everybody, we're coming back from the dead. This is the time for the things that are all undead. And that's because it has been a rich and glorious time for several factions in Infinity as they have gotten their comeuppance. They've been added back into the game, and that is time to rejoice. And several factions that we have previously covered are now able to get their cool sectorials back. How many armies did we jump to because of this? It's like so many now. There are 7 Pano armies, 4 Yuching, so that's 11. 6 Ariadnans, so 17, plus 4 Hakislams is 21. 4 Nomads is 25. 5 combined armies is 30. 3 Alephs is 33. A Toha for 34. 12 and Starmada have 6 more, so that's 30. And then sprinkle on some of those sweet N2As or NA2s that we don't barely count. But the 2 that came back are 2 armies that I owned. The Caledonians, the Caledonian Highlander Army, and the Force de Response Rapide Merovingienne, which is the MRRF.
I mean, Shock came back, and Varuna, and Neoterra.
Well, we're going to talk about them later. This is the Ariadne version of this. But yes, Shock Army came back, and so did Verna. And then in NA2, we had Starco, the free company of the Star return. And so that's added literally 5 factions back into the game. So we had a 20% increase in playable forces all of a sudden. We're going to start with Ariadne because they're the ones we did the longest ago. And in our usual format, we're going to do oldest to newest, which means we're starting with the Caledonians. Had anyone besides me played this army before they came back? I know Dan hasn't. But
what's Ariadne?
Had you ever played this army, Owen?
Nah, I just played against it all the time.
Yeah, because I was playing it, and you played Americans, so you did play US Ariadne for a while. There's a lot of profiles in this list that only exist here. So the Caledonian Volunteers only exist here. Isabel McGregor, who is a fantastic profile, only exists here.
Who are you talking about right now?
The Caledonians.
Yeah, I was looking at the Force de Response.
The Highlander Greys only exist here. As do, and this is Owen's favorite model, the Caledonian Mormare, who is an absolute monster now. A few things are shared between them. Usha McNeil, of course, is in, I think, Cosmoflot, as well as like Vanilla Ariadne. The Highlanders, the Galwegians, are in Vanilla Ariadne. The Wolvers, which are like baby dog faces, only exist in this faction. And so does, Caden's in different factions. Is it Denma? Who else is unique? Cameronians. I skipped over them. That's why. Cameronians, who are the pre-transformed dog warriors for 18 points. God, these guys are good. They're so cheap. So I'm going to go first because I've played this army probably the longest, but Owen's been playing it recently, just in Tabletop Simulator with Lobo. And
I play it with all kinds of people. He was just the one I played most recently.
Most recently. And this is my list that I had planned on taking to Autumn Assault, but now that all of these other things have changed up, I may not be. And yeah, let's jump in. Here's the zeros. So I just finished talking about them, but the Cameronian is something you just kind of take all of. I only reason I didn't take 3 is I only have 2 painted. Although I could use my new McMurrow model and my old McMurrow model to make 3 Cameronians and McMurrow. I don't know if I want to go all the way that heavy dog-faced, but they're so cheap. And they have all of the goodness of a dog soldier, but a type 2 close combat weapon, which I did not realize until recently, because dog faces only have
AP.
Is this the
AP.
one you were beating me up with?
Probably.
Oh no, you play the US.
And they also have Natural Born Warrior, which they did not have before. So it's Immunity Arm, Natural Born Warrior, No Cover Impetuous, but even though they're going to be irregular, they're going to have a thing later on that will make them regular. And a Type 2 CCW. These guys are absolute maniacs, and they hit like a ton of bricks. They'll kill a tag. They'll kill damn near anything. They'll just walk through heavy infantry. Natural Born Warrior CC23 is great. They don't have any other skills, right? So there's no martial arts or anything like that to get bonus dice. But if they land on you, you just die. It's a PS4 Type 2. What do you think about these guys, Owen?
I mean, if they land, and you can't fight back. But the nice thing is that if they land, it means that you're probably screwed because there's not a good way to get rid of that guy. It doesn't matter whether he kills whatever he's in melee with. It's Immunity Arm with 2 wounds. And so you can't really gang up on him, but you have to gang up on him rather. And that individual fighters aren't going to do the job.
Yeah, and you got to hit him a bunch of times to put him down, and he only has to hit you once.
Potentially, yeah. There is a lot of immunity in the game now. And so like the value of T2 is not as high as it was, in my opinion. Like almost every faction has Immunity Arm. I think every faction does.
I don't think so.
It's really close if there's any like.
We'll do the math for your
maybe Yu Ching, because there's something.
Maybe Pano. I think Pano has Maximus. I don't think they have anybody else.
They need anyone else?
I mean, but lots of people get Maximus. Like, one model does not a faction make, is what I'm saying. And not everybody loves Maximus as much as you do. That's a controversial take.
I mean, if you're Australian. Fine.
Oh, catching strays, lost lieutenant. But the fact is that, and I think what's kind of inarguable with the Cameronian is he's 18 points, right? And he's a power for doing precisely what he does for 18 points. It's a steal. Like he's so economically priced, and he's in a faction that gets access to Inspiring Presence, which means he's just got lots of orders to go do what he does best, which is kill. And because he can take 3 of them, like, take the chance. 3 of them with McMurrow coordinated across the board is pretty hard to stop.
2 with McMurrow's where it's at, because then Wallace can coordinate them with his lieutenant order.
That's what I did. Yeah, that's what I took as well. So I got 2 of them with McMurrow. McMurrow is a McMurrow. Weirdly, without Natural Born Warrior, he almost counts on them to go fight certain people now, which I think is really funny. He's still great, but there's certain people he doesn't want to fight compared to the Cameronians who actually do it better than him. And then for 10 more points, I got 2 Highlanders with William Wallace, because that gives me a sweet little Harris with Willie W. And he has also gotten quite the glow up. He's just got 2 wounds straight up now. Just a hard to kill 2 wound dude who's immune to crits. He's not shock immune though. Although I think if you have more than 1 Vita now in the core rules, that grants you immunity to shock. Shock, the skill just doesn't work on you.
Correct. That has actually always been the case. It
is. The wording's been cleaned up on it to make it, because like people would argue that if you had 1 wound left, because that was the way that stats work. But since N5, your wound stat stays the same, and you put wounds on you as opposed to removing wounds. Like the Vita stat is what's fixed there as opposed to having wound counters put on you. But he's Berserk, CC attack -3, +1 burst on his CC attack. He's got a PS5 explosive close combat weapon, a +1 burst boarding pistol, frenzy, immune crit, inspiring leadership, natural born warrior, number 2. So dude will happily go fight the world. He'll make all your irregulars regular, and he's relatively inexpensive at 38 points. But the fact is that, like, even if he's kind of expensive at that level, you can coordinate with his lieutenant order if you don't have an NCO, and 2 Highlanders put him in a nice little safe Harris that can give him a bonus burst, or have his Type 2 rifle, which is PS6, gets a special die. He's kind of like, I don't know, Owen, would you call him an auto include in this faction?
No,
I don't think so either, because you can make a heavy infantry version of this list too. That's not
well. The introduction of the chain of command version of him, I think, is actually quite big, because you can do Lieutenant +1 Order Mormare, who is harder to kill than Wallace. Like Wallace is proportionately easy to kill compared to that Mormare, and so you could have somebody who doesn't pay attention and goes, oh, I'm going to kill Wallace, and it's like, Wallace isn't my lieutenant. Congratulations, he didn't get anything.
Wouldn't chain of command be open information though?
Nope, chain of command's hidden.
Is it really?
Otherwise, yeah, chain of command's hidden. I mean, there's only, he's not, but there's only one other profile for Wallace. So you're either he's your lieutenant or chain of command.
Sure.
There's no choice. So if you have a more,
it is open information there indirectly.
What do you mean?
Kind of.
Because there's no other. Either you rolled for a 15, or he's the chain of command.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's open information.
It is open information. That's what I was gonna say. Like it feels like you would know. Yeah. Because nobody else is whip 15.
I guess I'm just trying to be precise, because there is a thing that is open information and not. Mm-hmm. And so like it is technically not, it's just, of course it is. Right. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah.
I have 14 they'll know during your order count too, as soon as you don't count impetuous or irregulars as regular.
Or do count irregular as regulars.
Yeah.
If you chose to do them as chain of command. Yeah. Yeah. It's so again, it's like, yeah, I think if you're playing this faction, probably bring them. I didn't in one of my lists, but it's fine.
Yeah. Then I took Ushia because she's awesome. She's just a
wildly off the rails now.
She's really good. Infiltrate
she
16.
Is one of 2 models who has MSV and smoke.
Yep,
there's only 2 in the game. Yeah, and the other one is also in Ariadne.
Yep, she can boarding shotgun you through smoke. She can, and it's +1 burst. She can chuck grenades through smoke, which is actually really funny. And she can also
smoke through smoke. She can smoke through smoke.
She can chain smoke through smoke. Yeah, she can.
And would be a +1 burst.
And she throws 2 smoke grenades, which is really funny because it's not a bonus die. It's just straight up 2 smoke grenades all the time.
Yep. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I think,
and she's a built-in specialist, martial arts too.
She is an auto include now across all 3 factions that are allowed to bring her.
Yeah.
Certainly more than Wallace would be in the other.
And factions. They did keep her cost down a little bit with Frenzy, because she's going to lose her armor and her cover, and she loses her stealth actually too when she frenzies, which is interesting. But then she gains an order. You know what I mean? And at that late stage, if she's gone and killed somebody, having an extra order is pretty sweet. And she can just hum around the board, basically. And because she's testing to infiltrate into your half of the table on a 16, which is super sweet, Shinobu style, she's usually close to your deployment zone, and she can just control that impetuous order as she likes. So it keeps her cost down to 25 points, and that's still a steal for what she can do. She can do every mission. I think she can do every classified, basically, that isn't like a doctor one or a
engineer.
Yeah, she's rad. And then the war driver, and I love this war driver. The disco ball war driver is fantastic because it's also got 0 pain, which is the burst to ARO, keep you off my heavy infantry. She is linkable with FTO Scots guards, but that's kind of expensive to get her a special dice on her disco ball. But she does have a disco ball, and because tractor mules are so cheap, like just home it if you need them and hope for the best. And 6 cents means she can't be surprise tagged either, which is nice. So the fact that there's an affordably priced, not just hacker to give you some hacking presence for these guys, but also disco baller. She's a great objective doer because you're going to have a ton of regular orders because of your cheap irregulars being converted by Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else take this guy?
Yep.
Yeah, figured. Group 2, I've got Tractor Mule Sasha, and then I've got 2 little fire teams, 2 little duos, which are fantastic. The Tractor Mule Sasha both become regular, and the Sasha obviously is just a great go do everything for 6 points. So, 6-point regular order under Wallace. And that's Isabel McGregor with a Mormare, because she counts as a Mormare. And that Mormare's got attack aware and a heavy machine gun. And Izzy is just, again, a lot like Usha. I think she's like not negotiable. She's so good. I took the hacker version, not the chain of command version, but just to give me a second hacker. And she's the only other hacker I think available in this faction. But she's got a Type 2 rifle. The hacker isn't really, or the Mormar isn't really needing to be defended by a hacker, but it just lets them do classifieds and stuff. Type 2 rifle, decharges, EM mines, flash pulses, assault pistol, and she's dogged, courage, immune shock, and warhorse. So if push comes to shove, she can actually fight inside that 16-inch range band that the Mormon doesn't necessarily want to fight in. And she's a decent BS-12 gunfighter.
The hell he doesn't. He is an AP SR2 chain rifle or chain colt. He just walks up and shoots you.
He does. He's a fucking maniac. Let's talk about the Mormare. Owen and I have gone back and forth on this guy. He might be the best heavy infantry model in the game. I think he's real close.
That certainly, there might have been a time where that was the case. He has probably the scariest active turn gun in the game.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. But it ain't, the Hatamoto exists, so
for sure. Sorry,
he can't climb over that. Yeah,
no, but active turn, he'll kill the Hatamoto though with his machine gun. Active turn, he'll just destroy it.
He'll kill basically everybody. Active turn,
he will. He sure will.
There are very few things that want him to be or want to get shot at by him.
And let's talk about why. Let's talk about why for a second, because he's got a BS attack SR -2, which means his heavy machine gun is PS3. His chain colt is PS5, so it hits like an HMG. And then he also has built-in BS attack AP on every single one of his guns because he's firing 2 ZM rounds out of them. So not only is he... Yeah, so he's having your armor on top of it. And then he's BS attack -3 on top of that. So he just hits like an absolute ton of bricks when he lands, and he's going to have a special die from Isabel there, right? So he's 5 dicing you. And then he's got immunity arm and immunity MB, which means he's immune to carbonites, and immunity arm means that anything that's against armor, which is 5, he's going to have a huge advantage against. So typically -6 to shoot back against. His gun will just chew through everything in the game. Even a tag out of cover is going to save on 6s. Or sorry, on 7s if it's an armor 8 tag. That's crazy.
But at the same time, a viral rifle just wounds him once and he dies.
We'll take him down. Yeah, absolutely.
Dies. It's just evaporation.
Yeah, he's not shock immune, so he just dies.
He's not shock immune against BTS, yeah. So
and
it's
zero
BTS shock hits him.
Yeah.
So in cover, he's saving on 10s against any regular old vial hit. Just it's one lucky shot.
And that is the weakness of most of Ariadna, is they're just wearing BDUs. They don't have any kind of chemical biological protection on them.
I like it because he's insanely crazy hard to kill, except for breaker rifles, viral. At least there's something that can kill him. He's not just I'm immune.
It's if you're in Cosmoflot or if you're a veteran Kazakh, you suddenly get BTS saves. This guy still doesn't. He's got adamantium plates in his cloth BDUs. That's all he's got going on.
In all fairness, he's the only model in this faction that doesn't have BTS.
All the modern
Cameronian do, Wolvers do, Caden does, Denma does.
Wallace and Uxia do not.
Wallace and Uxia and the Greys don't.
Yep.
basically like if you're a special trained Caledonian, you don't get BTS. Everybody else does. That's fun.
And then my second, did you take this guy, by the way, on the Mormares?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Figured. And then my second little fire team is a Wolver with Caden. Caden First Strike, who is also an absolute animal, but for melee reasons. So if the Mormare is the best like active turn killing you shooter man, maybe arguably, especially definitely in this faction, then Caden is the melee version of that.
He's probably the best melee fighter in the game, active turn.
Yeah. The CC 23, Berserk +6, CC attack +1 burst. He's got a AP type 2 close combat weapon at PS5 and Natural Born Warrior Martial Arts 1. So you're -3. He doesn't suffer any minuses. And he's going to be hitting you on 29s. So he's critting on 20s and 1 to 9 with 2 dice. He could do 4 wounds at PS5, no problem. 5th if he gets a crit.
Yep. He's a monster until he runs into the things he's not a monster against.
Yeah. There's a pretty short list of those. Yeah, pretty short list of those, but there are some.
It's that they're all common now. Actually, and also for the record, because I was curious while we were talking, if you don't go by every sectorio, but if you just say every faction, like if you look at the lists of factions in Infinity,
the primaries, sure. Yeah.
Like just look at if you go from the top and look at it, every single faction has immunity arm.
Sure. Every single vanilla faction has it.
Well, I mean, and then there's some factions, like if you just pick anywhere in there, somebody's got it. And so like everyone has access to immunity arm in one way or the other. Whatever faction, whatever.
Which ones only have Maximus?
I don't know. It was just a matter of finding who did. Probably Neo Terra. But anyway.
Fair enough. Fair
it's
enough.
more
this guy's
like,
also
yeah,
this guy's also
all you have is like the hilariously powerful guy.
yeah, and he is hilariously powerful. Type 2 boarding shotgun, Flamen Spear, and EM grenades +1 bursts. He's also throwing 2 EM grenades at you if he wants. This guy has like the most like does everything toolkit of weapons. It's crazy. And he's gonna get special dice too because he's hanging out with a Wolver, and my Wolver's just got a Mark 12 for some range band coverage that Caden doesn't necessarily excel in, and then grenade +1 burst. And the Wolvers are again just like little Cadence, Berserk +3, climbing plus, courage, bonus to discover because they smell you, dodge +2 inches, frenzy, martial arts 3, natural born warrior. And you get a variety of options here, but I liked the no SWC cheapy Mark 12 guy. You can get an AP Spitfire, but he's like 3 points more, and those 3 points basically paid for my tractor mule and or my Sasha. You could drop a Highlander if you wanted to, but you know, I don't think they can duo. I think that's why I didn't do it, because I'm pretty sure the fire team with Highlanders is not allowing that. Heavy Caledonian ones. Yeah, the Highlanders, it's only core Galwegian fire teams. No Harris.
Come to the amusing part of this faction.
The War Core is my last pick in here, because for 3 points, why not get an extra order when you're playing with big old Willie Wallace? And that's my list. 300 points, 3 SWC. So who would like to go next?
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah.
You volunteer as tribute.
Do you
want to send me your army code? Because I can show this up on screen then. Let me send me your army code real fast.
I put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay, I just got to go to Discord then and grab it.
All right, Dan. List the models that you took that he didn't take. There's only one.
Beast Hunter?
Yeah, your lists are exactly the same.
Are they really?
Well, this is the problem with Caledonia. Like, I mean, you can describe
if
your
you're
list.
taking Wallace too, yeah.
Well, just
hang on, let me pull it up.
This is chain of command. No, it's just the same list. And then I did the same thing because there's only one list, and it's cool. It's a good list. It's just one.
Let me grab the code here so we can just see exactly what he came up with, so we can prove that this actually happened. It's just loading ye old.
You get
Discord
one choice: Lieutenant Wallace or Chain of Command Wallace.
These are the two things we can do here.
And then everything else is just like, yep.
I did want to fit in Isabel, but I just couldn't.
Well, I mean, she's a shadow compared to Uxia. Like, for as much as Ash is
Right, I would rather have
her,
Uxia than Isabel.
like everything that she does, Uxia is just like, yep.
Well, here's Dan's
different role.
Let's go through what you took, Dan, and that way the people just listening can hear. So you went with the Caledonian lieutenant.
I took 2 more mares,
both with HMGs, a bold choice.
Both HMGs. So here's this is the brief talk with Owen.
Okay,
it was fun. I could think for myself, but no, that's just I'm too lazy. Mormare lieutenant just sits out in the open, goes second because you want to go second on a lot of the missions. So you're just like, I'm going to go second all I can, and if not, then whatever. I get +1 order, and he just goes, "Hello, fight me," and he's going to be hard to fight. You might kill a guy or two, or make it really awkward for throwing smoke and stuff to get around him. And if he dies, that's great because my 7 irregulars all become regular because William Wallace is now lieutenant. If not, then he didn't do much damage to me probably because the Mormare is still hanging out. And then if he does die, I still want a Mormare active turn to do fun things. So Tackaware Mormare.
So we have a sacrificial 49-point Mormare for if you go second that like just fights the world. Do you suppress him with a command token?
Depending on the board. Probably not if there's stuff that's beyond 24, right?
Yeah.
You want to be covering most of the board. And then Caden, because he seems fun. I just want to attack him against one person once. Just like, wow.
Just watch him charge.
How good you are.
Yep.
Cameronians, Owens murdered me with dogs so many times. If they're standing up, they get mowed down by Mormares. If they're not standing up, the Cameronians are extremely efficient at running in and carving out everything that's hiding.
Yeah.
Wallace just hangs out for the most part. Uxia, wonderful, wonderful smoke thrower. If the Cameronians are locked down, Workhorse Asha, whatever. Beast Hunter.
Well, they'll be regular if your sacrificial Mormare dies, then it just switches to him, and they all become regular at the top of your turn.
Right. Beast Hunter. I like Beast Hunters. They're fun. And
you've gotten so much use out of them because
they probably don't expect you to have a Beast Hunter, and so I guess there's lots of heavy flamethrowers in Ariadne, but also someone who can also punch you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. McMurrow, because why not have more people that just suicide into the back line? And a Highlander, because he's 5 points. He's a regular. War driver, so you have some kind of, and then a deactivator, or a tractor mule to reload the disco balls. It just seems like if they have a strong ARO presence that the Caledonia doesn't want to fight, then you have tons of smoke and disco balls.
Yeah.
And you run up and murder them. If they're all hiding, then you just run up and murder.
What an interesting choice of play is to like sacrifice 50 points of your army before the turn starts if you go second. What would you do if you go first? Just duo the 2 of them and go on a tear?
Yeah, they're always duoed, right?
Yeah.
Because you just go on, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go first, sure, you lose a couple of orders, but you just spend your command tokens first turn and just try to punch so hard that they can't get back up, or they have to deal with all these immunity arm in their deployment zone now.
Do you think there's any other lieutenant option besides the Caledonian?
No.
Like, who else would you take? No, I mean, like, because I took Wallace, you took the Caledonian Mormare. Is there anyone else you would consider taking? Because there's a cheapo volunteer, there's a gray, and that's it.
That's it.
Right? There's like 2 other options.
If the gray could camo and be a lieutenant.
Yeah.
But that's it.
I'm always surprised the grays don't have mimetism. I guess that's the Scots cards, right? And then if you want to go cheapo, you can go the 8-point lieutenant from the volunteers. But then, like,
why are you playing this faction?
Well, it's I think at that point, like, what are you saving your points for? So much of this stuff is so aggressively priced, it almost gets hard to get to 300 when you start throwing in volunteers, right? They're eating up slots that there's not enough expensive guys to fill up. So you might do that.
Take 2 more mares, maybe 3.
Well, I was gonna say you might do that if you start doing like multiple Mormare fire teams, or because you can do how many Mormares? You can do
3.
You could easily, because there's 3 of them, so you could easily do 3 duos, and that's gonna sit at 150 points. Then you're filling in bodies with them. Is there any NCO?
Yeah, Scots Guard.
The Scott Guard has one. Okay, yeah. So yeah, and they can take a card as well.
Expensive for what they're doing though.
Yeah. I think the linked ones are too expensive. I think the surprise attack camo ones are fine for what they are, because they have a ton of gear, and they're all base NCO, which is cool too.
I don't know. I'm not too impressed by that. This is the joke. My list is the same as yours. Like,
well,
the groups might change. It's Wallace Lieutenant, Highlander, or Driver.
Hang on one second. Let me just get it on screen. I'm just gonna pull up the code. I'm just gonna do the thing so that people can see it. The people that aren't doing the whatchamacallit, the walkies, not the talkies. Oh no, your code's not here.
Oh, I just posted a second one. Scroll up. Before
Okay.
I put it in before he did.
Oh, there, I see it now. Yep.
Yep.
That way I can put it on screen. I just gotta load it into my Infinity Army.
I think Mormare, it's just such a strong ARO piece, as well as
they're a menace. Like, nobody wants to get shot by that.
Right? It's because it is risky. You're like, ooh.
Yeah, who would want that?
You just get hit once and you're like, ow.
Yep. You shoot a remote and he saves on 6s while he's in cover. It's
a nightmare. Come on, Army, load this code. Huh. It's being weird.
I brought a 1-1-2. Really bucking the trend.
Was there any other troops that you brought that we didn't bring?
The 1-1-2 is probably better than the Beast Hunter, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Is it the bike one?
I brought both.
Nice. Of course you did.
Just because you have so many people with high fizz that it can just walk around and shoot medkits.
They need to finish off all of my dogs, because if they don't, I'll just shoot medkits at them.
Right.
And like, you do a lot of work to kill that Cameronian or like Caden, and then you just shoot him with a medkit. It's like, oh, he's alive again. Here he goes.
Welcome back.
Yeah, with like immunity arm, it's like, it's so annoying. In armor 4, it's like you gotta hit it 3 times.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, make them have to spend the extra order or 2 to finish it off, so that you don't spend an order just bringing it back in the middle of their wherever it went down.
The Mormares and the dog faces are truly the greatest of like shooting across the board medkit revivals, because they stand back up on like an 80% chance.
Well, the Mormare will never get that. He'll be dead.
So I meant McMurrow. I didn't mean Mormare.
McMurrow will never get that, because he'll be dead.
Weirdly, the Scots Guards all have built-in medkit 16, which I found really funny. Like, for some reason, they're really good at medkitting.
Yeah, they've been doing that all over Ariadna recently. Like, Vet Kazakh medkit 15 now.
It's like they're all cokeheads. They're all just.
McMurrow might not use Dogged if he's going to
use Dogged.
Defensive turn.
He's going to use Dogged.
Well, it depends on how many orders they have left. If they have like one more order after they hit him down, you're like, might as well just go unconscious.
Might as well.
Maybe.
But most of the time, he'll be dead.
Yeah.
He'll just be laying on the ground. All right, here it is. Here's yours.
Oh, it'll be gone. He has Dogged.
We got it.
He'll be gone.
So, Wallace Lieutenant, no surprises there. Highlander. That's literally exactly the same thing I took. 0 Pain Hacker. Okay, exact same thing. Oosh, exact same thing. McMurrow and 2 heroines. It's literally just the 1-1-2. It's different. That's so funny.
Well, I mean, this is the joke of this faction, is that this is it. This is all there is.
So what you flexed out versus mine was, and we did this in a vacuum, so we didn't have any prior knowledge of this, was you took the 1/1/2, you took Denma instead of the Wolver to hang out with Caden, I assume. Because he counts as a Wolver, doesn't he? Or does he count as a Highlander?
Don is in the Caledonian Isabella link. He's just the third guy.
Oh, okay. Just the third guy. Got it.
Yeah. And he shoots flaming spears or gets thrown in, but like the Mormare will use his tack aware and just throw Don forward. Yep. And then Don goes and does his thing.
Doesn't want just no reloading for Don, though. No reloading for anybody.
What do I need to reload?
Disco balls and Don's flaming spear.
Oh, he'll be dead before that comes up.
This is the different. Owen always assumes everyone's going to die immediately. Whereas I'm like, but maybe they'll be there on turn 3. It's true. It is built on trades. Yeah, it's aggressively. Yeah. And like we should talk about that. Actually, you're getting access to tons of aggressive warbands, tons of close range firepower, tons of like melee centric berserk, where like you can do big bursts of speed, like in straight lines, right, during your active turn. They are really weak reactively. They have almost no good reactive pieces.
I mean, that's an Ariadna thing until that latest change to the vet or the dogs.
The Vistra
faction
and the dogs.
Well, not just the Vistra, but that whole faction. Tartary.
Cosmoflot. Tartary. Yeah.
Tartary is the one that has been buffed to actually be able to defend itself. But
yeah,
I mean, yeah, and well, the downside, like my disappointment with Caledonia is it's like this is the list you play. That's it. And like all three of us, I know I built this list ahead because this is what I'm playing in an IGL tournament right now.
Right.
And like, of course I didn't build this in advance because I didn't know what we were going to do in advance, and I was just doing this to play in an event. And
I built mine to play Greg last week. People literally watched the army get played in the battle report that came out last week.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. They stand on the shoulders of that Mormare. That's the whole thing. The whole faction stands on them. If you don't bring a Mormare, why are you playing Caledonia?
The Cameronians and Caden both fill a role too. They're really aggro. But what I will say that I agree with you with is
both of those are available in different versions in different factions.
Yeah, so not really. The Cameronians melee threat is way different, right? The dog faces tend to be like template piece traders. They don't fight in melee as often. But Natural Bone Warrior and a Type 2 close combat weapon is a huge deal. I get changes what that piece is for, quite frankly. And then Caden is like a preeminent like go kill shit piece. He's not fucking around for 30 points. And he's got a million ways to deliver him here. Like I do think those pieces are pretty definitive of the faction.
What I'm saying though is Caden is available in Cosmo and Vanilla. And in doing so, it's like, yeah, okay, but I could just bring Caden with everything else and like all of the things that those other factions get. And like, yeah, the Cameronian has the T2 melee weapon. That's cool.
And he
doesn't come
cheap.
up all that often.
He's super
3 points
cheap.
cheaper. It's the difference of 3 points to lose a wound. Like, yeah, sure. That's kind of cool.
And
I paid 3 points for a wound. Yeah, they aviate 2 everywhere else. And all of us brought 2. So it's like, yeah, I guess. I think you bring a Mormare. You play Caledonia, you bring a Mormare. And I don't think that's a very hot take. Like,
no. I don't think it's a hot take. I'm just saying I think the faction has more interesting pieces than just the Mormare. Like,
all I'm trying to say is that, yeah, of course, you're going to bring all those things. But if you didn't bring a Mormare, there is a version or just the same item in a different faction that can do other things.
Sure.
And so, like, if you're going to play Caledonia, bring a Mormare.
And I would say he stands like 3 inches taller than everything else in the faction.
Oh, he's still some taller than most of Ariadna. Like,
well, and that's a problem for some units because it means Scots guards don't really get taken. Like, there's not a lot of argument to take Scots guards who are like the medium infantry fighters. Because we'll talk about our zeros now. Because we've basically covered everything that isn't the dozer. You just don't need because there's not really any engineering shit to take here.
Well, we didn't bring Catarans, and Catarans are a solid inclusion.
And Catarans are a solid inclusion,
making them regular.
And there you get 4 of them in this faction.
Yeah. The Wallace coordinated T2 sniper shot is pretty devastating.
Sure is.
Because like basically everybody dies to it. Armand is actually surprisingly good. And
he is,
that doesn't get anything like that.
Weirdly, he's in a bunch of these factions that just came back. He's in Acon. He's in this.
It's just those 2. The rest of them he's still around.
That's true. Yeah.
It's nice. The gray is the strange one.
He sits in a weird spot.
Because you definitely not bringing the HMG gray.
No, not compared to look, because he's
20 points cheaper.
Well, it's 49. He's 21 points cheaper. Yeah. So he's not quite half the cost, but he's significantly cheaper. The problem is that like he doesn't have the armor.
For half the price, he's half the man. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have the AP. He does have the
SR -1, so he does have a PS4 HMG. But like the SWC cost is the same, right? So like if you're gonna take one, take the good one. And can he duo?
Yeah, he actually counts as a Mormare. So like that other list I had posted, this is my alt list because it's a disaster. I guess I should put the code in there. And it's just Mormare and Grays. Like they're all just a bunch of duos.
Just a bunch of little baby duos.
And it's like, I'm going to lean on this thing. Like it's a surprisingly missile resistant list because like it's very difficult to kill a Mormare in any form of hacking.
Yeah. You can target him. And that's
all you can do. You can target him. And that's
because he can't be isolated because he's got Warhorse.
Well, no, he can be he can't be isolated because he can't be hacked. He's a non-hackable HI for the Mormare.
Oh, is he really? Oh, okay.
So you can't isolate him with that.
So then why is he immune to MB?
It means that against EM he's immune to it.
Oh, it would work on EM too. That's right. Yeah.
So
because EM's not the sticky gun EM. It's the other one.
Like I've had people walk around the corner and zapper him, and he chain rifles them, and is like, "All right, you want to hit me again? Because I'm isolated, but I'll keep shooting," which is great. Like that's a great thing.
It's I was thinking of Isabel because Isabel's Warhorse. That's probably what I was thinking of.
But yeah, like on average, you will run out of missiles before you kill that Mormare. You shoot it. You shoot the pitcher. You spotlight him. You get him probably the first try, maybe the second try if you're unlucky. You shoot a missile. He tries to reset 50-50. He passes the reset. You hit him. He saves on an 11. Then you shoot a second missile. He tries to reset. He saves on an 11. Like it ain't easy to kill those guys with guided missiles. And like that's something that's pretty cool. But then to Dan's point of like, it's not even viral. Like a silenced pistol just kills this guy
because of the BTS wounds. That's right. Because it's against BTS as an arm. That's right.
You just die.
Goes down immediately.
Yep. But
it's
just so good though.
It is so good. But like the gray backing him up, it just means that he's got like a close range gun now for 20 points. I think it's smoke too. Oh, you do have access to smoke. That's true. They do carry smoke grenades. That's a good point.
So you can smoke out and move forward with them. And they're Fizz 13 or Fizz 12 rather, so it's not terrible. And yeah, these got +1 burst 4 boarding shotgun. Or like 3.5.
No joke.
That's
give me
SR
that. Give me that.
-1.
Give me a burst 4 type 2 boarding shotgun. That's where it gets real tasty.
It is a type 2 boarding shotgun.
It is type 2. Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
okay, great.
it is.
It is. Yeah, perfect. Even better.
You just for 20 points. Like I actually think that guy's pretty good. And the only problem is that for 18 points, you get a Cameronian who's just better.
It's just better. None of us took the SAS. He's the OG infiltrator.
Jesus, you guys barely took specialists at all. Like
I had specialists. I had 2 hackers. I had a fucking chain of command. I had all kinds of shit.
Well, the chain of command's not a specialist. Oh no, you brought the hacker version. You didn't have a chain of command.
Oh no, I didn't. That's right. I didn't bring chain of command. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You have 2 hackers.
I had base Usha. I had 2 hackers. And my Sasha. I had 4.
Dan had 3.
This one only has Isabel and the Sasha, I think. I know Anusha, so 3.
Yeah, this list is garbage.
Yeah. Oh, and 2 doctors, so 5.
Yeah. The other list has even more, but yeah.
Why no SASs? Why did none of us pick this guy? Just because Usha outclasses them?
Well, and we're making this in a void, right? Like,
sure, but like it's just curious. None of us. The zeros part of this is it's just curious why if we none of us took something, you know what I mean? It's interesting to see the logic behind it. I do think it's because at the top end of this profile is Usha. She's 25 points too. So like if I'm only taking one infiltrating specialist, I'm starting with her. And this guy's like, if I want a second one of these guys will do. You know what I mean?
Right. And it just comes down to scenario play.
Yeah.
Like, is this like provisioning or maybe area of interest or like hard lock where I want to have a guy who can start right on the midline and do the walk
and move out and do it.
And it has to be a specialist. And in doing so, you have the perfect guy in a SAS. But we built all of our lists in a void, but all of our lists were like, I'm probably just going to need to kill you. And maybe I'll bring a specialist. And that was
joke's on you. That always works. Kill you always works.
If I just Mormare McMurrow, I'll be all right.
If you don't have any pieces left, I win on turn 3.
Exactly. And that's why I think SAS didn't show up. Not because they were in any way zeros. It's purely like they're scenario driven.
Also, I think it's the gray problem where there's a better pick that always comes first. You know what I mean? Right. Like the more to the gray, where it's like, this guy's got a cool profile, but like if I can take Isabel or if I can take Usha, I'm going to take them first because they're just better for what we're doing here.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so you got to find it. You have to have a reason like this. Yeah, exactly. You have to have a reason like the scenario to take the second choice, whereas the other one's like a no-brainer.
Wolver's being more expensive than Caden is wild. Like, I cannot understand. I get it that they had like some of them have guns and that's why they're more expensive. But boy, that base profile of heavy shotgun Panzerfaust grenade is the same cost as Caden, and he's just worse at everything.
At everything. That's right. Yeah. Where you're like what is happening here?
A bad version of the same guy. Oh, but he has Discover +6. At last, cool, man. I can discover you. Anyway, McMurrow just walks past the camo. Do you want to reveal? No? Yeah. All right, I keep going. Like
this guy just kills you.
Discovering is for people who care about what you have. Like,
yeah. So it's again, this is one of those lists, and I think we're in the closing thoughts now. This is one of those lists where I do believe that we're in a spot where the faction is fun to play. They play differently than most factions in Infinity, but at the same time, there's a real issue with I'm only probably going to play this faction one way, and it's probably going to feel kind of samey the more I play it.
I have
if that makes sense.
An actual hot take that I unironically think that this list is worse than US Ariadna.
Wow.
And it's carried entirely on the Mormare. And as soon as you take him away, if the Mormare's dead or you didn't bring one, you're better off playing US Ariadna because they're just better.
Wow.
They have more choices and more dynamic units. Here it's like dog and Mormare.
Fascinating take.
And did you bring those two things? Cool. You play Caledonia. Did you brought Uxia? Wow, really stretching the envelope here. And Caden, wow.
What a dream. What an age to be alive.
Yep. I think they're probably still better just because the mechanical power of the Mormare is just hilarious. Yeah. But I do think that they're surprisingly less interesting.
I was gonna say give it a few 8-10 months when the new wave of US Ariadna gets reworked and put out, and you'll probably be telling the truth because it'll probably be a deeper faction then.
Especially if it's already getting very close to being a deeper faction, and then it just gets crazier.
And then just gets 12 new profiles and skips to the front. Sweet. Yep. Well, we have now it's the 22nd. It's officially official. We're all going to be together for the Autumn Assault here in Ontario for a satellite tournament. Has anyone picked a faction yet, or is everyone still noodling? I assume Dan's just going to be like, I'm taking my Yu Chang or my 12. Whatever you decide to put in the bag.
You're gonna play
depends.
Degenerate.
If the fake win comes, to the local,
the fake one is a generation defining profile now with his special dice pitcher flying around the board, putting tackers wherever you want.
And they did fix the BS to 13 after all.
Yeah. So the Dan can then fail all of his whip checks to land his seeker missiles. I just can't wait for Dan to take it and just be thoroughly disappointed. And
in Medicine Hat, I missed 2 missiles on 20s. I'm like, I rolled 20 to hit on 18. I hit a roll 20 and then they reset. I'm like,
tremendous. Why am I trying to just shit the bed immediately?
You got it all wrong, Dan. You only active turn missile like one piece that stops you from moving up. And then the rest of it is active turn like isolation and carbonites.
But that's what I did against you. You had your HMG suppressing with 3 wounds.
I like how this story always ends with us playing.
What are we talking about? I don't remember this at all.
Owen. Yeah.
I shoot you with my
to you, Dan, it was the day that your village was destroyed. To Owen, it was a Tuesday.
I don't remember anything you're
It was
talking
only
about.
a Tuesday. I like when you Bison Dan. All right, so that's it. We're going to be signing off for this one. We'll be back next week with our next faction, which will be the MRRF, as we wrap up the Revenants for Ariadna. Bye, everybody.
Bye.